Okay, welcome back to another adventure in Conan Exiles, the Isle of SIPTAH. I am your host, the Gray-Haired Gamer. Thanks for joining us again, as always. And today we're going to be continuing on in our adventure, surviving, thriving, and eventually dominating the ancient and mysterious Isle of SIPTAH. As you can see here, we do have a bit of a base set up. This episode we're going to expand our base some more and get us some armor is going to be the agenda of the day. We last episode we got our forge working, processing iron, and we got our blacksmith bench set up to where it's starting to produce some iron tools and weapons. We did get us a iron sword and iron pick, as well as an iron axe to help us out. But now we want to continue on. We want to expand our base just a little bit more, and we want to get our armor bench as well as our tannery bench set up so we can start producing some quality armor. So as always, we're going to need stone and we're going to need wood. So we'll begin harvesting those. Once we have a set of decent armor, we will be able to expand our areas that we operate in. We'll be able to move a little further afield from our base, start to delve into some little more dangerous areas, and see what we can find. Hopefully we'll get some more levels. Some things that we want to look for is a baby horse. We'll want to build a stable to raise that baby horse so we don't have to walk everywhere in the Isle of SIPTAH. And if you look at the map here, you can see it is a very, very large area. Perhaps not quite as big as the exiled lands, but still pretty respectable. It does take quite a while to get where you're going when you're on shoe leather. So we'll go up here and get the last bit of this stone here. It'll probably have us over encumbered here shortly. Yeah, in a little bit. We can take a little bit more. And we will gather up a bit of wood. And those should be the basics of what we need to get our armorer's bench started. Now for our tanner's bench, again, where we're over encumbered. What can we drop? Drop that. That. Eat a bit of food. That did not drop our weight at all. We're close enough. We can probably hoof it. But again, we want to have our in our near future objectives. Again, will be to build that horse stable, to build a animal pen. Hopefully, we'll find a baby animal. I know the dogs here. If you can find one of the pups and raise them, they are very effective animal companions. As well as the rhino, you can tame and make into a mount. Okay, so we're going to pick up this. We're going to see what tools we need yet to build. Okay, we need a skinning knife and a sickle. Okay, so while those are both starting to work, let's take a look and see what requirements we need for our armorer's bench. There it is, 200, 100, and 25 twine. Okay, and I know we're also going to need twine for our tanner's bench. So we're just going to go ahead and make all this into twine, all that plant fiber. And we will get the rest of our tools. Now, when we use the sickle to go after these plants, we will get a lot more materials and very much a shorter time frame. Now we are collecting up these Highland Berries because they will prove useful a bit later on. Not only could we eat them as a not very filling source of food, but we can use them as a source of food. But further down the road, they will make an excellent food for our horse, as well as in the future when we can make a fluid press. That's one of the technologies we can unlock. We can put things in the fluid press and squeeze them, like squeezing grapes for wine, and we can put these berries in there and make a drink, non-alcoholic at this point, but alcoholic drinks are a technology that are available later on. So if you ever wanted to set yourself up as a medieval Age of Conan brewmaster or bartender, you can definitely do that. Okay, so let's take see what we got here. Okay, we are going to need a few more. You can see in that very short time we got over 750 plant fibers in 3 minutes time. And then we have enough wood and we have enough stone. We will be able to make our armorer's bench. We're over encumbered, but it's not a big deal. We're not going very far. We're going to set up a temporary area over here with our bench. Okay, we're going to make a few more of these. I think we need 25 for our bench. Yes, there we go. So we can construct our armorer's bench, and in conjunction with that we want to build our tannery. We do have the stone and the wood, but we do not have the bark. So for the time being, well, we're just going to wait a moment here. We're going to show this back around because this is actually a new feature here. If you see when I talk, The face animates and it looks like it's speaking. That is a new technology since this game first came out, and it's pretty entertaining. Okay, and there we're done with our construction. So now we can... Not enough space in inventory. Okay, let's get rid of these bugs. Let's take these sticks. We'll put them in the armorer's bench. And that should free us up. Okay, and we will place our armorer's bench right over here. And now we need to go and find bark for to build our tannery bench, as well as to fuel it. We will need extra to act as a fuel. Now, if I remember correctly, down in this gorge, there are... Okay, we do have brimstone down there. I thought that there might have been some dead trees down in there, but I'm not really seeing anything. And since I don't have the armor to face these giant scorpions like that one right there, we're not going to go down there. We're going to take from the trees we have here. Now again, we take our iron pick, we get bark and resin. No, can't remember. Okay, no. Our iron axe does not give us bark and resin. Later on, when we can make a combination with our tool, there is one you can make that's a combination of a pick and an axe. And when we use that on trees, then that'll give us everything. Wood, branches, resin, and bark. Now the resin will be useful when we make insulated wood for certain projects, and I believe it's also used in the Firebowl Cauldron, the alchemy type bench, but I honestly don't remember what it's used for at this point. Mostly we're concerned right now with the bark, and we'll just store away the resin until later, or if we need to, drop it. Okay, and while we're getting bark, we're also going to need some hides to work in that tannery. Now we have an iron skinning knife, we will get quite a bit more. There we got 8 hides, 9 hides. We did pretty good off one animal. It definitely makes a difference when you jump from stone tools to iron. Again, this wicked little short sword, whew, man, it can lay out some DPS. Okay, so we have a few more trees here. We're going to finish harvesting what bark we can. There are tools have almost broken again already. That is one setting I change when I play single player. Obviously we're on a official multiplayer server now. We are not allowed to change anything. But in single player we can go in and adjust the conditions, and I always turn the durability up. It's such a pain in the butt when you have to replace and repair your tools constantly. And in fact, when I play multiplayer, I normally don't build I don't build any tools better than iron tools. Yes, when you have steel, hardened steel, star metal, etc., you get a lot more materials when you're harvesting, but it's so expensive to repair. I mean, you consider it takes 2 pieces of ironstone to make 1 iron. It takes 1 iron plus 1 brimstone, plus something else in a fireball cauldron to make in the steel, and then from steel and hardened steel, it takes I believe three bars of steel, plus you have to mine ice, so you end up doing more damage to your tools by harvesting the materials to repair them, rather than just using iron, which is relatively cheap to repair. And again, we're over encumbered, but that again is temporary. Here's our tannery, and we will build that and get production started on hides, and then we'll be heading off on a little run, if we have daylight left, a little run to get some more hides, as well as some more iron and stone, or iron and coal, rather. Sorry about that. Oh, here comes another big effect from this mysterious tower at the center of the island. And there come the Lovecraftian tentacles from the sky. Now you'll see here, boom, those lightning bolts. At the end of those lightning bolts, different monsters will appear, and if you are in the area, yeah, they will come at you. But that's why we have our base up here. So we're on the edge. We can go in there if we want, but we're not stuck in there. Okay, so now we can get our fuel in there, and we can get our hides in there. In a bit, we will want to also build a tanner's bench to change other types of hides that we get. The crocodile, alligator hide, the feline hides, etc. But for now, we're going to get that processed on some leather. Drop off. Oh man, we had 9 pieces of meat go bad there. That's a waste. Okay, let's see how we're doing. We have 35 more iron there. And now, since we are basically done with our tools and weapons for now, we can go ahead and put that iron in our armorer's bench, because you will see that to build, especially the heavy sets, you need quite a bit of iron. There are 23 bars just to make gloves, 23 bars to make a helmet, 45 bars to make a chest piece, 36 bars to make waist or pants, and 23 to make boots. So there's easily over 100. We do have 252 though, so we should be good on that. Now, with the different sets of armor, this is a new twist since the game first came out, that they've added paddings, that you need to produce padding for the different types. Like if you're making this light armor set, you have to produce a light padding for each one of them. You can see the first ingredient required light padding and hide. Light padding and hide. But we're going to skip the light set and go into a medium set. And for that we need medium padding. which is... Where's it at? That's the heavy, that's the light, there's the medium. We need 11 leather and 5 twine per pad, per light padding, or medium padding, I'm sorry. So, we're going to take half of this and turn it into a buttload of twine. Let's see how we've been doing with our attribute points while we have nighttime. We don't want to be early out running around too much. Okay. We can go and get our first perk in strength, our thuggery. Each blow we strike with a blunted weapon deals 100% more concussive damage. So we may rethink, even though I enjoy the short sword, we are probably going to switch over to like an iron mace to be able to take advantage of this perk. Again, we want to keep going with our vitality, our life pool, health pool, and a little more in our grit, as well as a little more in our encumbrance. And we've got 2 points left. We will go ahead and put that in encumbrance. And there's a fellow adventurer with his little follower. Said this is a PvE server, so we don't have to worry about him attacking us or trying to steal our things. So how are we doing here? We're still making some twine, and we will get a very little bit of experience. You can see there in the upper right, experience 191, 935. Each one does give us a little tiny bit of experience. The bigger items we make, obviously the more experience. Okay, so let's check what new feats we might have available. We have 13 points available to spend. Let's see what we can get. Okay, so there is our iron mace, as well as a shield. That'll cost 6 total. We have our fireball cauldron, which lets us make different potions. There's our steel fire that we're going to need to make to upgrade our iron bars into steel bars. Alchemical base, yellow lotus potion, as well as unlocking our alchemist bench, which focuses on healing wraps and healing potions, and as well as our casting table, which will let us make gold and silver coins. Right now, I think we're going to hold off on that. That's also 3 points. We're going to get the stable master, as that was one of our big things we wanted to get a horse. Now you notice I selected that to spend the points on it, but it did not turn green. Sometimes it takes a little bit to refresh. If we skip over one and come back, now it should be lit up green and selected as being learned. Yes, right there it is. Okay, our stables. So now we want to go ahead and upgrade our weapon to make use of our new perk, and also a better shield. So much for our brand new little short sword. But we are going to hang on to it, because we never know when we might need it in the future. Okay, flanged iron mace, building, and our shield will actually be made here in our armorer's bench, rather than the blacksmith bench. Now let's check and see how our leather production is going. We'll take that and dump in here. We'll dump our twine in there. And let's see if we can make some padding yet. Heavy padding we'll make later. We will need also heavy or thick leather to produce them. We don't have access to that just yet. But we can make 3 medium paddings. And we'll go off here in a bit and hopefully kill us a couple more animals, get a few more skins, get it produced in the leather, and we'll also go take a quick run to see if we can find, see if that iron, those iron deposits we found the last episode have replenished. Still a little dark out. Oh, there we took a little bit of damage. Now, one thing I noticed with this game, when it first came out, when you ate food, it acted as a healing potion for you. And then you, of course, later on got access to healing the aloe vera potions. This game acts a little bit differently. That food normally does not act as a heal, but when you are what they call sated, and we'll explain that, it does give you a small bit of slow health regeneration. Now, if you look at my thirst and food meters here, my thirst is at 83 out of 100. My food is at 89 out of 100. If I eat this meat, there we go, we hit 100. And that meat actually gave us the ability to go over 100. So that put the little chicken leg icon there, and we are sated. That means our belly is full. And you can see my health is slowly regenerating. So that'll save me some of my aloe, as well as my healing wraps. Now, as long as we don't get into combat again anytime very soon, we should be fully healed up. So while food does not normally act as a health potion anymore, you can still get a health effect from food. Okay, and I think we're good enough to not need a torch anymore. And gather up some more of this iron and a little more coal. So that those things can be processing while we go off on our next material scavenging mission. There we broke our pick, and we have no more iron bars on us, so this little adventure is over. What's he got in here? Okay, now you can see he put up a set of walls around his little house here, but unfortunately he didn't put any fence up. So I can climb right up over there. And it looks like he has a, yeah, he has a pet rhino hanging out. And he built his elevator up there, very similar to how I had my list set up to make it purge-proof. So we're going to head back and drop off the stone and ironstone that we just picked up. And can we kill this little deer here in the meantime? Why, yes we can. Again, we have to wait till the animation is finished before we can switch weapons. Can be a kind of a little pain in the butt when you just want to get that next weapon out quick, and he's doing his little flourishes with his sword and things, but just a minor nuisance. Okay, let's do our inventory management. Dump off what we don't need. We did get a little more food there. Fortunately, we did not get any more coal that run. Pick up our food and start to process the hides. Okay, yes, it is working. Okay, so there we go. 3 of our hides, and for a set of armor, for instance here, our medium armor, we have a cap, gloves, harness, pants or tasset, and boots. That's 5 pieces in total, so we will need 5 medium padding, so we need 2 more. Perfect. And we also need, we wanted to switch up our weapon to take advantage of our strength perk, and we're going to pick up that iron just for a moment just to repair our pickaxe, and then we'll put it right back. Or you can carry like 10 bars with you already refined, so you can do a repair en route. And there are technologies later that let you build armor repair kits, weapon repair kits, very small, relatively lightweight little kits that you can carry around with you, so that when your tools break, it's not the end of your day. One more thing we want to look at is our shield, what we need for a shield. We need just wood and iron bars. Okay, well, luckily we have both of those. So even though we aren't wearing any armor, we can still have some decent weapons and shield. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, that should be good. And now that we're done with the iron bars here, I'm going to take the rest of them and dump into our armor bench. Build our shield. And now, I think we just need more, yeah, we just need more leather to finish off our pieces. We have the padding and the iron bars now, so we just need to get some more leather. And we will be making a major upgrade in our wardrobe. So now we have to select our axe, or our mace, as well as our shield. This doesn't have the quick DPS that the short sword and the daggers have, but by adding the shield, it increases the damage output pretty well. Okay, so we are not quite ready for Rhino yet. So what we're going to do, I think, is we're going to take a quick run. Yeah, half hour. We're going to backtrack a little bit. Back towards the lake where we found the aloe, and right here, Violet Isle. We're going to backtrack towards there and come down along this river area and try and see if we can kill us some alligators for their hides. Now they will give us reptile hides, but if we build the Tanner's Bench, we will be able to swap them out and make them into regular hides. Okay, see, now he got away there. We didn't get to land the shots in on him. It makes them a bit more difficult to kill. But with the alligators, they're aggressive. They'll be coming after us, so that won't be a problem. And we may have to kill a few of these rock creatures. Yep, there we go. Hold left trigger to block. Now while we're blocking, we do not recover any stamina. And there we go. We applied one of the status effects. We applied Sunder, which lowers his armor and his damage reduction. The other effects you can get are bleed. Those come from the daggers. You can stack on some bleed effects very, very quickly with them. That's an additional damage over time, where you literally bleed out. And there is also a poison effect. Some of the spiders and the lizards can spit poison at you, so they don't even technically need to be in melee range to apply that damage over time effect to you. Okay, you can see there my stamina lasted a pretty good time, a pretty long time while we were fighting that guy. I was using all light attacks. So now, because of that perk and the combination of a blunt weapon, and we can do a lot more damage per swing, but we do not have to use all heavy combos, all heavy attacks that unfortunately use up our stamina. Now up here again is that NPC camp with the jailer. Hopefully once we get a decent set of armor, we'll probably have to be heavy armor though, that we can go up in there and murder us a jailer, take his key, and get a free thrall. But that's a little bit of ways yet, since we're still running around in our cloth jammies and don't have any armor yet. Okay, so while we're down in this area, we don't want to miss the opportunity, especially here now that we have our iron sickle, to pick up a bunch of aloe leaves. You can see there are 3 swats, and we already have 50 aloe leaves. We don't want to go too crazy. We don't want to fill up our inventory on just aloe, but we don't want to leave them behind either. And we will take advantage of the water. And we already found there's that little message in a bottle. We've already found that and learned a few emotes from it. So now we're going to continue moving on around the lake, and also what we're going to do, we have 100 aloe leaves. We're going to go ahead and start processing them now, so it will reduce our weight, as well as give us some backup healing in case some of these alligators want to be extra extra pains in the ass, or there happens to be a one skull boss down here, which I have encountered a few times. It varies at where he pops up, but he has been known to pop up along this river. So we're going to go on down here. That, I believe, is that the Aquilonian set? Building set? It comes as a download content you have to pay extra for, and is basically totally just cosmetic, but it does look kind of cool. For me personally, it doesn't look cool enough to spend the money that they want for it. Let's move on down here. We should be getting into the alligators here directly. And oh yes, our little secret stash of gold has reappeared. Now again, each one of these little nodes only takes one swing to demolish it. So you don't get the 5 or 6 swings like you do with rocks and trees. But a lot of times, like here, there are fragments, and you can get just as much gold by picking up the fragments as you do by mining the actual nodes. And here's another one. And also has a fragment or 2 lying under that. Now those will come in handy when we want to head to the only one I know of, friendly encampment on the Isle of SIPTAH, and that is very easy to find. That is right up here in center north, this large island right in the middle of the map. Again, there are merchants up there that we will be able to trade and barter with. There's the sound I was listening for, the hissing. There's an alligator. Where is he at? Oh, right there. Let him attack and we counterattack. Come on, one more. There, we got him. Okay. Yeah, there you see that we got reptile hide. 25 of them for one animal. That is not too bad. We'll be able to take them in our tanner's bench and turn those into regular hides and then into leather. So we don't have to... there's another one. But we don't have to chase the deer all over God's green earth just to get a couple leather pieces. Okay, we managed to gain a level out of that. Excellent. And we did take a bit of a beating since we are just in our cloth pajamas and not real armor. So we'll go ahead and bandage up. Just use one potion and try to use up some of these rough wraps. They do weigh a little bit, and we can only use them while we're standing still, so we'll take advantage of that, having that luxury of standing still. We'll come on down here, down to the base of this waterfall. And again, let's zoom in here. Here is our bedroll, where our little base is, right at the end of the stone that we came up through here with the stone monsters and backtracked towards the Violet Isle. Here is where we found our aloe. We came around this edge. We found that gold stash right along in here, this area, and now we're continuing on down the river. Now I know there are some alligators in this area. We'll be able to get some even more experience from. We managed to get the sneak running attack there. In on that gator. Oh, here comes one, possibly two of his buddies. Oh, three of them. We may be in trouble. Yep, we're in trouble. Luckily, we have our respawn point there. This is our bedroll. So we'll be fine back at base. We'll just have lost our tools and our weapons. So we're gonna have to go make a naked run through the areas to try and get our gear back. And that is also why we do not throw away any of our armor or weapons. As situations like now, we can go up here and I can snag up this short sword again. At least that gives me a little bit of offense. And we're back to having to make a few healing wraps because we lost our food as well. So we will get them started so they will work. Well, get it started. Now luckily we just killed these few stone monsters up here, so they should not have had time to respawn yet. So we'll bind our wounds up here real quick. And make a run for it. So time to backtrack. Oh, we're gonna ignore him. Keep on running, buddy. Keep on running. Until he gets bored and goes back to his spawn area. She should be turning around here any moment. And the music fades and he turns around. There's one nice thing with the music, the battle music. Gives you a clue when you might be in danger. Gives you like a little bit of a radar or early warning. When you hear the doom music kick in, it's time to be on the lookout. Okay, so we can snag up a few aloe here that we did not snag up before. So we have at least one or two impromptu healing potions. Now what our plan is to basically run in, try to loot our corpse as quickly as possible, and get out the other side. And then once we're away from the danger area, then we can take a moment to reset our inventory and get everything set back up the way we liked it. Okay, so let's get a few healing potions working. There we go. Okay, we do have a couple healing wraps left. Okay, let's go on down. Let's take our chances. We'll either leave one corpse there and go gather our things, or we'll leave 2 corpses there. And hopefully we can do this, get this rescue of our gear, and get back to our base before nightfall. Oh, there's a coal there in a random spot. Interesting. Now, if I remember correctly, I think it's up here where this guy built. There was some silver deposits along here as well. I just can't quite remember. Is that it right there? Why, yes, it is. There we go. Now, we don't have a pick, but we can pick up the fragments. So there again with our coal and silver, or I'm sorry, with gold and the silver, we will have gold and silver coins to trade with, and also gold dust and silver dust are prime ingredients of a alchemical base that we can produce at our one workstation. And is this... Oh, there's 2 of them left. Now we are definitely going to need to stick and move here. Stick and move. Drink a potion. Okay, 1 down. 2 more to go. Okay, stick and move, and we are bleeding. Okay. 3 of them. Oh, bastards. Okay, 2 are dead. So much for quickly getting in and out to get our gear. But now there's just 1. We should be able to finish this. Yes. Alright, now we're going to get our gear. There it is. And make sure we get our tools and weapons set back up the way we're used to. Switch that out for potions. Get our bench here. Okay, and we're going to hang on to the short sword for a little bit. But now we've definitely got the big haul for reptile hide, as well as feral flesh. Any more corpses? Yeah, there's 1 more here. Okay, so we actually did pretty well there. We got 150 reptile hides out of that deal. Now we don't need the fangs. Later on you can use them and grind them up and make bone meal, compost, that sort of thing, but I'm not worried about it right now. Get our water skins back in our regular position that we're used to seeing. They are both still full. Our weapons and stuff are still pretty good. And, alright, yeah, it's going to start to get dark here, so we're going to head back to our base, which we need to go up this way. We do know a little bit of a shortcut from there to here, and then it comes off the end of one of these bridges. Across the river is like an area, I will show you on the map, is an area like the Forgotten City in the Exile lands. Quite a bit to go and loot, but quite a lot of undead monsters and creatures to fight. So we're going to take this bridge, that's going to be our landmark, and we're going to follow it back through these valleys. There's the claws. Right here is where our ironstone and coal deposit were. So we know that that is a safe area. There are no monsters hanging out up in there. And get back to our base. We're going to have a little bit of room before we're over encumbered. 89%. So we're going to snag up a little bit of coal while we're en route. Okay, and drop that. Keep our weight down. Oh, come on, there we go. And we're going to go for a nice quick jog. Here's that one of the bridges, like I told you about. This one is, oh shit, there's two. Run away. There was two of the undead right there. I don't remember them being on this side of the bridge. I'd always thought they were on the other side of the bridge. We are definitely not in any shape to take these guys on. There's a deer. So we're just going to have to run it out. Okay, the music has slowed down. We no longer have the doom music kicked in. So, okay, now we're safe. And we should not, we shouldn't have to encounter any other creatures until we get back to our base. Aside from the deer. Okay, there is where we took a little bit of a wrong turn here. There we go. There's where that boy, someone else built, where we found our ironstone and coal. So we know we're on the right track to get back to our base. And we are at about an hour on this video. So I think when we get back to base, we're going to check out and process what we picked up. And then I think we're going to bring this episode to a close. If you did enjoy the video, if you found it informative at all, if you found it fun, please, if you could, I'd really appreciate it if you give us a thumbs up, a follow, like, what have you. It'd really help out the channels. Again, my name is the Gray Hair Gamer. I am on Twitch and on YouTube, both listed as the Gray Hair Gamer as my channel name. And we're going to plan on bringing you a lot more videos in the future. We're going to focus on some different games. I do like to try the free games, either with Games with Gold or with the Ultimate Pass. So we're always going to be doing reviews for those types of our games. And we're out of inventory already, so we will get rid of this for right now, this for right now, take this and put in the furnace, And now we have a little bit of room in there. Okay. There we go. We were down a little bit on our coal. And we just go ahead and plop that gold ore and silver ore right in our furnace, just like ironstone. And it'll cook it up. We have some food. Our feral flesh to cook up, so we have a food. And then we will need to construct our tanner bench so we can transfer this reptile hide into regular hides. We'll do that next episode. It's pretty easy. I think it's only a bit of wood to craft that bench. We also want to make sure, since we are on multiplayer, the game does not stop when we log out. So we want to make sure we are in a safe, or relatively, we don't have any walls up here yet, safe or relatively safe place when we log out. Make sure we have food, we have water, and I think that'll do it for this episode of the Gray Hair Gamer playing Conan Exiles. Again, this is the Isle of SIPTAH. We'll be back again soon with another episode where we will continue upgrading our gear and starting to explore this pretty gigantic area here. So until then, again, like I said, if you enjoyed the video, please don't hesitate to give a thumbs up, a like. It would really mean a lot to us here at the Gray Hair Gamer. So until then, take care and keep on surviving, Exile. Keep on surviving.